Good morning, hockey fans, and welcome inside the rinks of Exeter for Day 2 of the Tier 1 New England Hockey District Regional Tournament. Good morning, Cam McGuire here. So glad to have you along for a ride. Another exciting day after the completion of Day 1, and for yesterday's Seacoast U16 team, a thumping over the Northern Cyclones, a score of 8-0, which featured 7 different goal scorers in yesterday's afternoon's contest. The opponent here this morning, Elite Hockey Academy out of Connecticut, who was 0-1 to start the tournament as they got thumped 10-0 by Mount St. Charles, who Seacoast will take on later tonight at 5:40 p.m., but set to do battle here this morning. Seacoast and Elite Hockey underway. As you see on the screen in front of you, Seacoast in their gray uniforms with the gray helmets. Elite Hockey in the navy uniforms with yellow. Easy to identify as Seacoast starts with the line of Kyle Smith, Laurent Trepanier, Jordan Bazzaio up front, Sean McEwen, and Chance Uzzle on the back end. McEwen sends it over to Trepanier. McEwen gets it back and sends a shot just wide. We mentioned 7 different goal scorers yesterday. Sean McEwen had a pair of goals, and we're going to see our first penalty of the game here this morning, and it's going to come against Seacoast, as Seacoast is going to head on the convenient MD urgent care penalty kill for the first time today. We'll wait for the official call. It's going to be an interference call against Uzzle, coming just 47 seconds into the opening frame. Convenient MD urgent care, expert care when you need it, made affordable. Just walk in, open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. So here comes Elite Hockey Academy on their first power play of the day. Mentioned looking for their first goal of the tournament. Seacoast out with Pinnerock and Murch on the blue line, Sansibrian and Tollett up front, and Sansibrian will get it clear the length of the ice. The goaltenders here this morning for Seacoast, it's number 35, Brandon Golub, and for Elite Hockey, it's number 33, Jacob Tinson. Tinson with the long-range save after Sansibrian dumped it on in from the red line. Here comes Elite Hockey Academy's number 29, Liam Gelfand. Gelfand gets across the attacking line, bumps it up to Andrew White. White now slams on a dime. Back out to the left side of the line to Robert Nolan. Nolan back down low to Gelfand. Gelfand back for Nolan. Now across the line. Here comes a wrist shot. Blocker save made by Golub. Shot came courtesy of Evan Smutney, number 14 in blue. And here comes Oliver Janess, who's upended, and that should have been a penalty. And no call down at ice level, as Janess will go for a change. 42 seconds left in the power play for Elite Hockey. As we're just about 2 minutes gone by here in the opening period, we still skate scoreless. Elite Hockey attacking down to our left. Here's number 4, Nolan Long. His shot blocked aside by number 9, Kim Hilmerson for Seacoast, who got the game's first goal yesterday in Seacoast's 8-0 win over the Northern Junior Cyclones. Seacoast gets a clear and will change out all 4 skaters. Bazzaio, Trepanier, Murch, and Pinnerock out with just 6 seconds left on the convenient MD urgent care penalty kill. Here comes Trepanier. His shot, right shoulder save by Tinson. And out of the box is Uzzle. So Seacoast is 1 for 1 on the convenient MD urgent care penalty kill. Play resumes down at center ice, as Bazzaio will track down a loose puck behind his own goal line for Seacoast. Bazzaio, Smith, and Trepanier. Trepanier receives the stretch pass down the left side. Wrist shot into the gullet of Tinson, and he'll hold on for no further play with 13:43 to go in the opening frame. Happy to have you along this morning. This morning's broadcast is brought to you by Lou's Custom Exhaust. We do it all. We do it better. We do it for less. Your New England exhaust specialist with over 25 locations in New England and growing. A shot from the point from Murch is directed wide by Trepanier. And now racing after the loose puck for Elite Hockey Academy is Liam Gelfand. And they're back in on the attacking end down to our left. Smith, Bazzaio, Trepanier still out on the ice up front for Seacoast with Murch and Pinnarock on the blue line. Loose puck through center. Here's a 2-on-1. Kyle Smith down the right side. Over to Trepanier, but a good stick from the defender, Jason Fisher, for Elite Hockey, number 19. Actually a forward who was back to get a stick on that puck and disrupt the 2-on-1 between Smith and Trepanier. Back out through center. Robert Nolan trying to squeeze it past the defender of Seacoast, number 47, Jake Wiltrout. Here comes Billy Sansibrian. He tees one up, redirected up into the rafters, and a face-off to come inside the Elite Hockey end with 12:41 to go here in the first period. We mentioned Seacoast 1-0 to start the tournament. Elite Hockey 0-1. Some other scores around the 16U division. The Maine Nordiques with a 3-0 win over the New Hampshire Avalanche yesterday. And Mid-Fairfield and Northwestern Connecticut skated to a 4-4 tie. Here's a shot from Wiltrout from the right point. Speck provided the screen in front, but the right leg from Tinson kept it out of the cage. Back through the neutral zone. Wiltrout trying to work his way down the right wing side. Gets across the blue line. He'll dump it on in. Speck, Sansibrian, and Tollett up front for Seacoast. Uzzell and Pinnarock patrolling the brew line. Pinnarock behind his own line. He'll weave his way through center. Tripped up on the play, no call made. And now Pinnarock's in on the forecheck. Tollett comes out with the puck, backhand shot, blocked aside by number 34, Jaiu Emmanuel. Defenseman for Elite Hockey, number 34 in blue. And now it's flung back out to the neutral zone. McEwen has to buy time at the attacking line as he had two players still in the zone. McEwen works his way into the attacking end, now tied up behind the net. 2-on-2 puck battle. Sansibrian and McEwen in the offensive end. Now McEwen sends it out to the left point to Murch. Puck bobbling a bit. Murch settles it down and dumps it on into the left corner. Seacoast in the midst of a change. Janest, McDonough, and Hilmerson out. Here's Murch over to McEwen right side of the line. His shot, stick save made from Tinson and cleared the length of the ice. An icing call against Elite Hockey. 11:02 to go here in the first period. Still no score. Well, elsewhere in yesterday's action for Seacoast Performance Academy, the U15 team with a come-from-behind 5-4 victory over the Northwestern IceHawks as they went into the third period trailing 3-2. And with 7 seconds left, Tabor Aldridge capped off a hat trick and propelled Seacoast to a 5-4 victory. Over in Hudson, New Hampshire, the U14 team coming away with a 3-3 tie against Mid-Fairfield. They are playing this morning over in Hudson against Mount St. Charles. Game started at 8 o'clock, and the last we heard, Mount was on top 6-0. That one in the third period. Hilmerson, McDonough, and Janest, Pinnarock, and Uzzell on the back line. Smutney now for Elite Hockey, dodging away pressure of McDonough. Now Uzzell will track it down back in his own end. Chance Uzzell over to Josh Pinnarock. Now back for Uzzell. Uzzell to the left wing side to Tommy McDonough. Now plays it back for Uzzell. Elite Hockey looking to clog the zone here. A 1-2-2 in the neutral zone. And Seacoast will get across the red line and dump it on in. Jake Wiltrout will hammer it back into the attacking end behind the goal line. And now Bazzaio, Smith, and Trepanier out up front for Seacoast. Here comes Shane Parent, number 5 in Navy for Elite Hockey. He'll bump it on into the right wing corner. It's played by number 14, Seacoast Seth Murch. Murch spins away from pressure. Gets it up nicely to Smith. Smith works his way to the neutral zone. Now to the middle, finds Trepanier. Back to Smith, they score! Kyle Smith breaks the ice with 9:32 left in the first period as Trepanier found Smith racing through the blue paint. And Seacoast has taken an early 1-0 lead with 9:32 to go in the first. The restart back at center ice. As Seacoast will leave the unit of Bazzaio, Trepanier, and Smith out up front. Wiltrout and Murch on the back end. 29th goal of the season for Smith this year for the Amesbury, Massachusetts native. 20 in white. Seacoast back in on the attack down to our right. Trepanier and Smith battling in the left wing corner. Elite Hockey able to come out with the loose puck and bank it on out through center. Peeling away from pressures, Elite Hockey's Robert Nolan. Now he's tripped up on the play. And Trepanier will get the gate for tripping. With 8:49 left in the first period. So for the second time in the early stages of the first period, Seacoast is headed back on the convenient MD urgent care penalty kill. Seacoast sending out Tollett and Sansibrian up front, Pinnerock and McEwen on the back line. Pinnerock forces a turnover. Now tries to toe pull around Smutney, the defender for Elite Hockey. And play resumes at center ice. Tollett cutting to the high slot. Set 2 shorthanded goals last night from the U16 Seacoast team, both of them coming from Tabor Aldridge. As we mentioned, a hat trick last night, and Seacoast's come from behind 5-4 victory over the Northwest IceHawks. Here's Sean McEwen, the UMass commit, number 21 in white for Seacoast. He's able to bank it on out through center. UMass will play St. Cloud State tonight at 7 o'clock in the Division I National Championship after an overtime win over Minnesota Duluth on Thursday evening. 46 seconds left in the power play for Elite Hockey. 7:30 to go here in the opening stanza. Seacoast leading it 1-0 on a marker from Kyle Smith at 7:28 of the first period. Hilmerson, McDonough attacking the offensive end for Seacoast now. Uzzle and Murch on the back line. Pulling the puck frees number 29, Liam Gelfand for Elite Hockey. He has his pocket picked by number 10, Tommy McDonough. McDonough and Hilmerson doing a good job here in the offensive end down to our right. And now Hilmerson frees it up. His shot didn't make its way to the cage. It was blocked down in front. Trepanier's out of the box, so Seacoast is 2 for 2 on the convenient MD urgent care penalty kill. Uzzle through center. Tips it ahead for Jeunesse. A roller in on the cage, and it's smothered up by Jacob Tinson, and he'll hold on for no further play with 6:32 to go in the first. Seacoast leading 1-0. Jordan Bazzaio to take the draw. Smith lined up behind his left shoulder. Puck freed up by Trepanier. Out to the right side of the line to Jake Wiltrout, who whistles one wide off the back wall. Now Bazzaio plays it behind the goal line. Wiltrout at the right point, McEwen at the left. Smith, Bazzaio, Trepanier out up front. 2-on-2 battle in the near corner. Puck comes free, and it's gobbled up by Shane Parent for Elite Hockey, and he'll bank it in the Seacoast end. Brandon Golub in net here this morning for Seacoast. Hasn't seen much rubber. Number 35 in white, 5'11", $160 from North Brunswick, New Jersey. Here comes the goal scorer this morning, Kyle Smith, a nifty move. Gets a shot on target, a right leg save from Tinson. Puck played by Jordan Bazzaio. Down low to Smith, but it's taken over by Elite Hockey and moving through center as Liam Gelfand. Gelfand now turns it over. Able to recover was Jack Doherty for Elite Hockey. Spins it on into the attacking end, where it's controlled by Seacoast's number 14, Seth Murch, left-handed defenseman from Lee, New Hampshire. Sends it on into the left wing corner in the attacking end, where it finds the stick of Sebastian Speck. Speck, Tollett, and Sansibrian now up front for Seacoast. Elite Hockey looking for a breakout here, and it'll be wedged out to center by Shane Parent. But they're playing back in their own end as they look to advance the puck north up the ice. Controlled by Murch. He'll hammer it on into the offensive end, but it was knocked down just at the attacking line. And now possessed by number 23, Sean Gilland. Just a little over 4 minutes to play here in the first. Here comes Chance Uzzle. His wrist shot zips high and wide over the cage and finding the back glass. 1-0 Seacoast leads it. As here comes Emmanuel for Elite Hockey. Over to the right side to Parent, and he'll tap it on in behind the Seacoast goal line, where it's started up ice by Chance Uzzle. Great outlet pass to Ollie Jeunesse, who tries to cut to the middle. Coming down is off wing, but a good defensive play from number 19, Jason Fisher of Elite Hockey. Here comes Evan Smutney cutting to the middle. Still with it on his stick. Can't get a shot to go. Now Smutney has his pocket picked by McEwen. Here's a 2-on-1 for Seacoast. Jeunesse down the right side. Over to Helmerson. To the backhand. Through the wickets. He scores. Pretty passing play on the 2-on-1 as Ollie Jeunesse finds Kim Helmerson, who puts it home for a 2-0 lead with 3:18 to go in the first period. So Helmerson has his second goal of the tournament. Jeunesse with the primary helper at 13:42 of the first. Seacoast has increased their lead 2-0. Jeunesse, McDonough, and Helmerson stay out on the ice up front. Pinnerock and Wiltrout on the back line. Jeunesse and McDonough in on the forecheck in the right wing corner. Now Pinnerock pulls it free. Wrist shot sailed off the crossbar, it looked like. Maybe the side of the net. Maybe even a post. The puck is up into the protective netting. In an offensive zone faceoff here for Seacoast with 2:49 to go in the first. Jordan Bazzaio will do the honors. Bazzaio, Smith, Trepanier, Pinnerock, and Wiltrout. Trepanier out to the right side of the line to Wiltrout. Left point to Pinnerock. Dumps it on in behind the goal line. Now Wiltrout activates from the right side of the line. Smith tries to tap it up to the right point to Bazzaio. But here comes Elite Hockey. It's number 72, Nut Hornquist. As Pinnerock cuts off Hornquist, Nolan gets it for Elite Hockey now. But it's turned over, and Bazio will set up shop behind Golub. Bazio moves through center. Good pass to Kyle Smith. Smith splits the defenders, but the puck just trickled off his stick. And now here comes Elite Hockey and Navy. Robert Nolan gets around Uzzle, turnaround shot, blocked aside by 14 Seth Mertz for Seacoast. And now Bazio frees up the loose puck and will bank it on into the far corner as Seacoast looks for a clear. Mertz leads the rush over to Smith at the right wing, who's at the end of a shift, and he'll come for a change. Trepanier, Tollett, and Sansibrian out up front. Uzzle and Mertz on the back line. Here comes Paul Tollett, the Frenchman, leads the rush down the right side. Wrist shot off target, off the back wall. Kept in the attacking end by Uzzle at the left point, whose wrist shot couldn't make its way to the target. Tollett, another effort blocked down by the defender in front, Evan Smutney, who applies the body check on Sansibrian on the back wall. Speck now spins it back behind the goal line. Flocked up by Emmanuel. 51 seconds to go here in the opening frame. 2-0 lead for Seacoast. Sansibrian, Speck, and Tollett up front. Mertz and Uzzle on the blue line. As Parent will try to loft it out of the end for Elite Hockey. Tollett frees it up on the forehand. Shoots, stick save made by Tinson. Fought off up into the backboards. 24 seconds to play here in the opening frame. Smutney lugs it out of his own end. Now it's Hornquist who gets around Jeunesse. Nut Hornquist turns it over. Ollie Jeunesse, 7 seconds to go. Corrals it past the defender. Now behind the cage. 2 seconds to play. Horn will sound. Seacoast leads 2-0 after one, thanks to Kyle Smith and Kim Hilmerson. And we'll take a quick pause in the action. We'll see you for period number 2 in just a couple minutes. And we welcome you back inside the rinks of Exeter after one period of play. Seacoast Performance Academy U16s with a 2-0 advantage over Elite Hockey. After the first period, Kyle Smith and Kim Hilmerson with the markers in the first frame. McDonough, Hilmerson, Jeunesse start up front. McEwen and Wiltrout on the back line as we get ready to drop the puck for period number 2. And puck is down. We're underway. The second period this morning is brought to you by Jeunesse Landscape and Masonry Centers for when you are not on the ice. Paving stones, retaining wall, fire pits, and more. JeunesseConcrete.com or call 1-800-649-4773. 20 seconds gone by here in the second frame. Seacoast works it in the attacking end down to our left. But here comes Andrew White, who's upended on the play. And for the third time this morning, Seacoast is going to head shorthanded. There might be multiple ones here. So 34 seconds in, believe McEwen will get 2 minutes for interference, and then Hilmerson's going to get, they have 2 minutes up on the board right now. I thought maybe a misconduct, didn't they call that? Thought they teed him up maybe. We'll wait and see. But a chance for Elite Hockey to cut their deficit. And Seacoast looks to be sending out 3 skaters, so a 5-on-3. And Hilmerson, McEwen in the box, 2 minutes each. So I know it was 2 minutes interference to McEwen, but not sure what they tagged up Hilmerson on. 5-on-3 advantage for Elite Hockey as Seacoast heads on the convenient MD urgent care penalty kill for the third time this morning. Here's Evan Smutney. Sends it over to the right side of the line to Sean Gillen. Gillen down low to Robert Nolan. Long range shot, save made by Brandon Golub. Elite Hockey in the Navy uniforms, yellow trim. Playing with it in the offensive end, 5-on-3 advantage. Nolan right circle to Smutney. One-time blast blocked in front by Seth Murch. Smutney has the puck turned over. Now Trepanier tripped up by Smutney. And Smutney's going to get the gate. 2 minutes. For holding. 1:32 into the second. So now we'll skate 4-on-3. In favor of Elite Hockey for 63 seconds. And then Seacoast will head on a power play for 57 seconds. Bazio, McDonough, and Wiltrout out for Seacoast. Starting the rush up ice is Sean Gillen. Gillen's pass to the right side. Knocked down by McDonough. And now cleared the length of the ice in a high stick call against Elite Hockey, an offensive zone faceoff to come for Seacoast. Tollett goes to work on the forecheck, provides the body check in the left wing corner. But coming out with it is Elite Hockey's Robert Nolan, who motors through center. Dishes it out to the left side to Gelfand. His shot high and wide. Good job from Gillen to keep the puck in the offensive end. 4-on-3 advantage here for Elite Hockey. Gillen down to Gelfand. McEwen and Hilmerson out of the box, and now Seacoast is on a 5-on-4 advantage, and a save made by Golub. Shot came from Gelfand. So now Seacoast heads on the Elite Printing Group power play. Doing excellence in printing since 2006. Head to eliteprintinggroup.com for all your printing needs. Sansibrian, Tollett, Speck, the three forwards out, Murch and Uzzell. And here comes Chance Uzzell skating down the right wing side. 40 seconds on the Seacoast power play. 3 minutes into the second period, Seacoast leading 2-0. Tollett, wrist shot, gobbled up by Tinson, and he'll hold on for a defensive zone draw. Elite Hockey looks for a clear, comes courtesy of Andrew White. Now Golub will lay it down for Bazzaio. Bazzaio, Sansibrian, Smith, Tollett, McEwen, the lone defenseman, out with 10 seconds left on the power play. And Elite Hockey gets once again another clear. Smutny up on his feet and out of the box. Seacoast 0 for 1 on the power play. Just an abbreviated one as they only had 57 seconds of work. Here's a nifty move by McEwen. The defender dragging it behind the goal line over to Tollett off the side of the cage as the net came loose, and now some pushing and shoving going on after the whistle. We've gotten word this morning the U14s suffer a 6-1 loss to Mount St. Charles. 10:24, the time reads right now. The U15s will be directly after this one right here on this arena, 11:40, against the 4th-ranked team in all of the country in Mid-Fairfield, who had a 9-0, I believe, win over the Northern Cyclones last night. Here comes Elite Hockey's Doherty, number 6 in Navy, moving through center. It's taken over by off a 2-on-1 off a feed from Ollie Jeunesse. With just under 5 minutes to go in the first, he possesses in the attacking ends. Out to the left point to Murch, wrist shot. Jeunesse tried to get a stick on it, but it trickled just wide, and it's wedged out through center and tracked down by Seacoast's Seth Murch. Murch to McDonough, good play up to Wiltrout. Now to Hilmerson, his wrist shot, high and wide off the back glass. Now Murch corrals it, left point, sweeps it over to the right side of the line. Wiltrout redirected by Jeunesse. They're gonna say no goal. And are they gonna say crease? Crease violation from Hilmerson, I believe, but a beautiful deflection from Jeunesse as Seacoast's head coach Ed Cini gets an explanation. And one of those ones that you look at and say, well, how did Hilmerson going through the crease realistically impact that goal, whether it was going to go in or not? But the rules are the rules. And the scoreboard will still read 2-0. $12:17 to go in the second. Seacoast on top 2-0. Here comes Sansibrian across the attacking line. Tries to drop back for Tollett. Knocked off his feet by Smutny. Uzzle activates from the left point, plays it down low into the near corner. Tollett to Sansibrian, right shoulder save from Tinson. A heavy shot from 96. Billy Sansibrian is fought off by Tinson. Back in the offensive end to our left, Sansibrian goes to work on the forecheck. It's gathered up by Shane Parent for Elite Hockey, and he'll dump it on in for Smutney. Evan Smutney works his way around Tollett. Smutney can't clear to center. It's picked off by Speck just at the attacking line. Gets across the blue, tries to find Sansibrian. Picked off by Smutney. And here comes Robert Nolan. Wrist shot, right shoulder save from Brandon Golub. And it's knocked aside into the near corner. In on the forecheck for Elite Hockey is Liam Gelfand. Long. Nolan Long, number 4. Works his way down the wall. Off-angle shot. Save made by Golub. Out for Emmanuel. Top of the point. Speck with an active stick knocks the puck off the handle of Emmanuel in an offside call against Elite Hockey with 10:50 to go in the second. Seacoast up 2-0. Face-off just outside of the Seacoast blue line. Bazzaio, Trepanier, and Smith out up front. McEwen and Wiltrout patrolling the blue line. 47 in white. Wiltrout has his pocket picked by Emmanuel. And now Emmanuel drops it back for Gillen. Getting it back is Jack Doherty for Elite Hockey, but here comes a 2-on-1 for Seacoast. Trepanier down the left side with it on the forehand to the backhand. Glove save from Tinson. Magnificent save from 33 in Navy for Elite Hockey as Trepanier in the left circle tried to pull it to the backhand at the top of the crease. And at the last second, Jacob Tinson able to get his glove on top of it and hold on for no further play. .10:20 to go in the second. Seacoast clinging on to that 2-0 advantage with 2 goals in the first period. Now here's Jordan Bazzaio trying to find Trepanier through the high slot, but an active paddle from the netminder Tinson, and it's broken up through center. Here's a 2-on-1. Trepanier finds Bazzaio. Now to Smith, now to Trepanier, and squeezing the far post with Tinson, and able to keep it out of his cage. So Trepanier with 2 excellent looks in the last 30 seconds or so, but Jacob Tinson mans his ground in the blue paint. Kyle Smith at 7:28 of the first, and Kim Hilmerson at 13:42 have Seacoast on top 2-0. Elite Hockey breaking out through center. Here comes Robert Nolan down the left side. Pushed up against the boards by Murch, but got a long-range shot to go. Easily smothered up by Golub, who will hold on for a face-off. Jeunesse, Hilmerson, McDonough, Murch, and Pinnerock out for Seacoast. McDonough frees up a loose puck to Jeunesse. Played ahead for Hilmerson. Hilmerson drops back for Pinnerock. Wrist shot blocked away by number 14, Evan Smutney. Now Murch taps it down left point. His shot kicked away by the defender in front. That was Jason Fisher for Elite Hockey. Now Seth Murch gets it back at the left point. Fakes the shot. Now lays it for Jeunesse. Just off the side of the cage. Now a stoppage in play. The net knocked free once again. 9:08 to go here in the second. Seacoast still leading it 2-0. This morning's game is brought to you by Lou's Custom Exhausts. We do it all, we do it better, and we do it for less. Your New England exhaust specialist with over 25 locations in New England and growing. Head to louscustomexhaust.com. For product inquiries or service questions about your vehicle, please contact Lou's Custom Exhausts by calling one of our locations listed at louscustomexhaust.com. Elite Hockey wins the defensive zone draw, but it's turned over and controlled by Sebastian Speck. 62 in white for Seacoast. Now Sansibrian in on a forecheck. And it's tapped out through center and controlled by Chance Uzzle. Played down for Tollett. Now picked off by Nolan. Nolan moves it ahead for Smutny, but Elite Hockey goes offside. 8:39 to go in the second. Seacoast up 2-0. Will Trout will bounce it on into the attacking end. Sansibrian, F1 now for Speck. Tinson will seal his mid on it and elect for a face-off. Seacoast sending out the trio of Bazio, Smith, and Trepanier, Murch, Will Trout on the back line. Face-off won by Elite Hockey. Will Trout activates from the right side of the line, but Emmanuel was able to tap it out to the neutral zone. Bazio frees it up in the defensive end. Smartly played back to Murch, whose headman passed for Trepanier. A little hot to handle, and an icing call against Seacoast. 8 minutes and 4 seconds to play in the second stanza. Seacoast 2, Elite Hockey 0. Taking a look at this afternoon's slate in the U16 division. Mid-Fairfield and the Maine Nordiques skated to a 3-3 tie. That game at 7:30 a.m. this morning. Yes, no thank you. Northwestern and the New Hampshire Avalanche. That game was on this rink at 7:40. And Northwestern with a commanding win. Believe the final was 9-1. As Trepanier with the high riser, Tinson makes the save. Seacoast taking on Elite Hockey right here over on rink 2. Mount St. Charles taking on the Northern Cyclones. Later this afternoon at 3:30, Maine and Northwestern do battle. New Hampshire and Mid-Fairfield do battle. And Seacoast will take on Mount St. Charles at 5:30. Right here, game can be streamed on the YouTube channel as Uzzle's shot paddled off by Tinson up into the protective netting. And an offensive zone face-off once again to come for Seacoast. 7:31 to go in the middle frame. Trepanier back for Bazio. Whistler wide. McEwen comes alive at the right point, plays it back behind the goal line. Taken over by Smutny. And he can't get it clear. Will Trout shot from the point, fought off by the glove of Tinson. Rebound dropped in front. Smacked aside by Elite Hockey. And now flocked up by Emmanuel. Emmanuel throws it up the far wall, collected by Seacoast's Kyle Smith. His wrist shot zips wide off the backboards. And now Smutny will clear it out through center. Played back by Sean McEwen, 21 in white, had a pair of goals yesterday. Now down the right wing. Tries to center it through the crease. Off a body in front and up into the protective netting. Both teams will swap out personnel. for an offensive zone face-off here for Seacoast. 6:43 to go in the second. Still holding on to a 2-0 lead. McDonough, Janess, Hilmerson, Murch, and Uzzle on the back line. Janess, shot, save made by Tinson. Hornquist looks for a clear for Elite Hockey. Picked off by Chance Uzzle. Uzzle shot, right leg save from Tinson. Now Uzzle recollects in the right corner, and it's flicked out of the zone by number 6. That's Jack Doherty for Elite Hockey. Janess plays it up through center. He'll roll it around the kick plate. Puck caroms out to the near half board to Hilmerson. Hilmerson using that big body, 6'1", 195 pounds to protect the puck. Lays it down for McDonough. Murch left point. Wrist shot into the shin guards of Hornquist. Murch recovers and keeps it in the attacking end. And it squeezes its way back into the Seacoast end, where it's played up by the Canton, Georgia native Chance Uzzle. McDonough now knifes it behind the goal line. Hilmerson in on the forecheck. Spins away from pressure. Now to Janess. Now to Hilmerson. Wrist shot redirected in front off the defender's feet. Didn't make its way to the cage. McDonough has Murch in the high slot. Still corralling. Knocked free in front. Now Uzzle. Wrist shot blocked down by number 77, John Kircher, who's had a couple big blocks on this shift. And Elite Hockey forced to ice the puck with 5:12 to go in the second. As you see on the screen in front of you, 2-0 lead for Seacoast. Sansibrian dips his shoulder, wins the draw. Tollett, quick shot, save made by Tinson. Speck, Sansibrian, Tollett, left to right, out for the forward unit. Wiltrout and Pinnerock on the back line. Elite Hockey in on the forecheck. Here's Robert Nolan, kicks it out to Emmanuel, save made by Golub. Freed up by Sansibrian, knocked aside. Possessed by Seacoast's 47, Jake Wiltrout. Now Sebastian Speck moves it ahead to Josh Pinnerock. 2-on-1, Pinnerock to Sansibrian. Wrist shot hammered wide off the back wall. Sansibrian gets it back. Tries to play to Tollett, but off the foot of Evan Smutney in front. And Elite Hockey moves through center. 4:15 to go here in the middle frame. Here's Smutney. Changes the angle of his shot. Left toe save from Golub. Now McEwen will dash out through center. 2-on-2, 3-on-2. Over to Tollett right side. Fanned on the pass to Sansibrian. Sansibrian collects. Now to McEwen. Pulls. Wrist shot. Save made by Tinson. Jacob Tinson has been perfect so far here in the first 13-11 of the second period. 2-0 lead for Seacoast. Trepanier, Smith, Bizayo. The offensive zone face-off for Seacoast. Uzzle and Murch on the back line. 3:43 to go here in the second frame. Played through center. Here's Nutt Hornquist for Elite Hockey. Centering feed to Andrew White. Couldn't get a handle on it. And Smith will lug it out through center. Carrying down the right side. Smith's pass intended for Trepanier. Picked off by Smutney, who's been active here this morning. Gets around Uzzle. Evan Smutney rises it into the gullet of Golub. And he'll hold on for a face-off with 3:10 to go in the second. Seacoast on top 2-0. Defensive zone draw here for Seacoast. Hilmerson, Janess, McDonough, Wiltrout, and McEwen. Puck rolls in on Cage. Gola makes the easy save. And we'll see another defensive zone draw here for Seacoast. Just under 3 minutes to go in the second. Smith and Hilmerson with the tallies for Seacoast, ahead 2-0. Wiltrout frees it up for Seacoast, played along to McEwen. McEwen peels away from pressure and will set up shop behind his own netminder, Brandon Golub. McEwen swings out to the right side, motoring along across the red line, tries to dump it on in, and it's up into the protective netting, and a faceoff will come directly at center ice. .231 to go here in the second. McDonough drags it along his own blue line. Played along to Seth Murch. Long range shot. Tinson makes the save. Thought about holding on, then drops it in front for Hornquist. Josh Pinnerock walks the right side of the line. Over to Murch. Wrist shot punched away by Tinson and cleared out through center by Gelfand. And wind it up. Here goes Pinnerock across the blue line. Kicks it back for Janess. Now played for Hilmerson, who cuts to the middle. Strong play off the iron. Kim Hilmerson off the right post, looking for his second of the morning, his third of the tournament. Now Hilmerson bodies Hornquist up against the back wall. And they're going to get Hilmerson 2 minutes. Two minutes, check from behind with 1:39 to go in the second. And it sounds like it's going to be a 2-10. So for the fifth time today, Seacoast is headed on the convenient MD Urgent Care penalty kill. Expert care when you need it, made affordable. Just walk in, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., open 7 days a week. So a 2-10 to Hilmerson with a check from behind. Speck will serve the 2 minutes. And Elite Hockey looking to cut the deficit down to 1 as they trail 2-0 with 90 seconds to play in the middle frame. Sansibrian short-handed, gets across the red line, dumps it on in behind the goal line. Evan Smutney trying to start the rush for Elite Hockey, but nicely done by Sansibrian. And now here comes Hornquist. 2-on-1, Smutney for Doherty. His shot hammered wide, scooped up by Nolan. Now top of the point. Shot from number 19, Jason Fisher, blocked aside. And now started up by Jack Doherty in the right wing corner. High slot, Fisher zipped it wide. Hornquist out to the left point to Nolan. Stoppage in play with 35.3 to go in the second. And not 100% sure here. The whistle was for it. Looked like maybe one of the players' helmet came loose, came off. 35 seconds left in the second. Seacoast still up 2-0. 56 seconds left in the 2-minute check from behind to Hilmerson, who also got an extra 10. Here's Smutny, drags, punched into the protective netting by Seacoast's Golub. And an offensive zone draw to come once again for Elite Hockey. Panarock, Trepanier, Smith, and McEwen out on the kill. And a hand pass against Elite Hockey's Sean Gillen. .5 to go in period 2. McEwen pulls it free for Seacoast, now nudges it past Gillen. Now hammered up against the boards by Smutny. And a penalty call to number 14's Evan Smutny in almost what was an identical play to Hilmerson's 2 and 10. As they talk it over, we'll see what they decide down at ice level. And just like Hilmerson, Smutny will get 2 and 10. We skate 4 aside for the rest of the second period. Seacoast will let the clock wind down. That'll do it for 2 periods of play. Seacoast 2 first period goals, but nothing to show for in the second. They'll head into the third period up 2-0. We'll take a pause in the action for the resurfacing of the fantastic ice down at ice level. And we'll see you when we resume play for period number 3. And we get set and ready to go for period number 3 between Seacoast and Elite Hockey. We welcome you back inside the stands. Cam McGuire here. As we'll skate 4-on-4 for the first 20 seconds of this frame. Then Seacoast will go on an abbreviated power play for about 80 seconds. Leading 2-0. Kyle Smith, who's got a goal here this morning, gets across the blue line, coughs it up, and here comes Elite Hockey. And now Seacoast will head on the power play as Elite Hockey goes offside. So 27 seconds into the third, 1:26 left on the Elite Hockey penalty. Seacoast 2, Elite Hockey 0. Trepanier, Jeunesse, McDonough, Murch, and Smith out on the man advantage for Seacoast. McDonough drops back for Jeunesse. Top of the point for Murch. Now to the right side of the line to Smith. Down low to Trepanier. Over to the far half wall to McDonough. Now Murch sends a wrister. Didn't make its way to Jacob Tinson. And now Murch will wedge it back into the attacking end. Ollie Jeunesse corrals behind the cage. Trying to find Trepanier. A good pass just behind him, however, by a couple inches. Now Smith to McDonough. Wrist shot hammered wide. Retrieved by Smith. Right circle, wrister blocked aside by Tinson, loose in front, and swept out to the neutral zone. Here comes Gillen. Can't corral the puck. 22 seconds to go in the power play for Seacoast. 15:26 to go in the third. McEwen winds up in the neutral zone, lays it back for McDonough. McDonough trying to split the defenders, but knocked off his handle by Shane Parent. And the power play comes to an end. Tollett tries to bounce it around Tinson. Jacob Tinson will hold on for no further play. So both teams 0 on the power play this morning. Seacoast clinging to that 2-0 advantage. Here's a big shot from Bazzaio and a right pillow save from Tinson. And an icing call against Elite Hockey. Face-off blocker side of Tinson. Shot hammered wide from McEwen. Now McEwen back behind his own blue line and now will drift behind the goal line. He'll wind it up in his own end. Out to the right side to Tollett. Out of his reach and corralled up by Shane Parent. And Elite Hockey will knock it out through center. McEwen. Pass over to the left side to Bazzaio. Below the left circle. Now to the top of the right circle. His shot, left pad save from the netminder Jacob Tinson, who's without a stick. Now Bazzaio. Nifty move, drops back for Tollett, now for Sansibrian. Carried along through the neutral zone. And now Bazzaio controls through center. Heavy wrister, fought off by Tinson and knocked back out to the neutral zone. Flipped back into the right corner by Jake Wiltrout. And Wiltrout is in on the forecheck. Now Trepanier providing pressure on Emmanuel. Emmanuel turns it over. Speck, high slot, down low to Trepanier. Right shoulder save from Tinson. Uzzle left point, sweeps it over right side of the line. Wiltrout. His wrister doesn't make its way to the cage. And now Trepanier comes out with it on the goal line, trying to center it to Speck. And now the net knocked off its moorings. 13:03 to go in the third. 2-0 lead for Seacoast. Face-off glove side of Tinson. Murch a shot from the right point, redirected wide. And now carried along through center by Gelfand. Speck will knock it free. Speck, Trepanier, McDonough out up front. Murch and Uzzle patrolling the back line. Wrist shot from the left point by Kircher is sealed away by the webbing of Golub. And Seacoast will swap out personnel. Here comes Bazzaio. He'll lug it through center. Has Sansibrian to his left. But it's played back into the Seacoast end. Now Jeunesse forces a turnover. Now Uzzle controls right in front of the Seacoast bench. His pass intercepted for Fisher. Golub comes out of his cage. Left for Bazzaio. Now Uzzle retrieves it behind his own blue. He'll wind it up through center, down the right wing side, across the blue line. Trying to center it in front, had Tollett streaking on the far side post. Now out to the right point to Smith. Wrist shot. Hit off the back of Tollett, dropped down and knocked through center. Wiltrout carries it along through the neutral zone. Disrupted at the attacking line. Now McDonough swept it ahead for Tollett. Kicking it out to Smith at the left wing. Smith, Tollett, McDonough. Here's Kyle Smith looking for his second of the game. Trickles just off his stick in on net. And we'll see an offensive zone face-off here for Seacoast. 10:28 to go in the third. 2-0 advantage in favor of Seacoast. Jeunesse, Speck, Trepanier left to right, up front, Murch and Uzzle on the back line. Speck wins it back for Jeunesse, and a right leg save from Tinson, who will hold on for no further play. We'll reset and do it all again from the same spot. Speck dumps it back behind the goal line. Jeunesse Trepanier in on the forecheck, but it'll be moved on out through center by Elite Hockey's Emmanuel, 34 in Navy. Delayed offside call against Elite Hockey. Now moved out through center by Trepanier. Below the goal line. Now Jeunesse. Trepanier lays the body at the near half wall on the attacking end. Here comes Elite Hockey down in the right wing corner. Number 4, Nolan Long, who will shovel it into the near corner. Possessed by Seacoast's McEwen. Toe pull, wrist shot, left leg save from Tinson. Good play from 21 in white. And here comes Elite Hockey. Shane Parent loses the handle. A good stick from McEwen, who now applies the hip check on Parent. And McEwen will start the rush through center, down the right side. With it, shot. Save made by Tinson. 9:07 to go in the third. Seacoast still leading 2-0. Tollett, Bazzaio, Smith, Murch, and Uzzle. 5 skaters on for Seacoast. And a hand pass against Seacoast. 8:59 to go in the third. 2-0 lead for Seacoast. 2 first period goals, Hilmerson and Smith. Bazzaio wins the draw to the right side to Smith. Pass up to Paul Tollett. Tollett finding Bazzaio, trying to squeeze it through the legs of Tinson. But Tinson able to close his feet and keep it on the right side of the goal line for Elite Hockey. $8:50 to go in the third. As Elite Hockey will chug it along through center. Be an offside call. A lot of whistles here in the third. A game that Seacoast is looking to put away as they'll wrap up the round robin portion of the regional tournament later on today at 5:40 against Mount St. Charles. Jeunesse, McDonough, Speck out up front. Murch and Uzzle hold down the back line. As Yari Emmanuel spinning away from pressure for Elite Hockey. Banks it up the far side wall to Jack Doherty. Now Doherty, an off-angle shot, smothered up by the webbing of Golub. And another whistle with 8:12 to go in the third. 2-0 Seacoast as they'll swap out all 5 skaters. Sansibrian, Trepanier, Pinnerock, McEwen, and Wiltrout. Wiltrout peels away from pressure, bumps it ahead to Sansibrian, kicks it out to Trepanier, gets around the check, 2-on-1. Trepanier down the left side, shot, and a goal! Laurent Trepanier gives Seacoast a 3-0 lead, powering through the defender down the left side, and then able to beat Jacob Tinson, Trepanier's second of the tournament. 3-0 lead Seacoast, 8 minutes to play in the third. First goal of the morning since 13:42 of the first. And the restart at center ice as Seacoast sends out Bizio, Tollett, and Smith. McEwen and Wiltrout on the blue line. Hornquist controls behind his own line for Elite Hockey. Operating in their navy uniforms, yellow trim. Here comes Seacoast. Paul Tollett, the Frenchman, finding Kyle Smith down the near post, redirected it just wide. As the Amesbury, Mass native looking for a 2-goal affair here this morning. Elite Hockey back the other way, down to our left. In on the attack, a 3-on-3 battle in the near corner. Now McEwen gives the shove to Nolan. We know McEwen's going to head to the box. We'll see if anyone else will. So they discuss it over directly below us here at the scorer's table. We'll see if we can get a word on what the call will be for McEwen. And at the moment, it doesn't look like anyone for Elite Hockey will be heading to the box. It looks like it's going to be a charge. Four minutes to McEwen. So trailing 3-0. Elite Hockey looking to answer here on what will be a 4-minute power play with 7:10 to go in the third frame. Well, while we have a pause in the action, we'd like to bring you up to speed and remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by Lou's Custom Exhausts. We do it all, we do it better, and we do it for less. Your New England exhaust specialist. Over 25 locations in New England and growing. For product inquiries or service questions about your vehicle, please contact Lou's Custom Exhaust by calling one of our locations listed at louscustomexhaust.com. 4-minute power play for Elite Hockey, 7:10 to go in the third. Seacoast sends out Trepanier, Jeunesse, Murch, and Uzzle for the convenient MD urgent care penalty kill. A shot from the right sides. Shane Parent zips wide. Pardon me, that's Robert Nolan, 88 in blue. Lined up over at the right circle. Here's Fisher, top of the left point. Fisher over to Nolan. Wrist shot blocked away by the defender, Chance Uzzle. And the puck played up and out of play. 6:43 to go in the third. 3:33 left in the double minor to McEwen. Seacoast 3, Elite Hockey 0. Bizio, McDonough up front, Smith, Wiltrout on the back line. Face-off won by Elite Hockey. Here comes Liam Gelfand, 29 in Navy. Over to Nolan, back for Gelfand, now to Fisher. Fisher spins it to the near half wall to Hornquist. Puck caromed off the end boards, bounced out through the crease, and now cleared by Seacoast's Smith. And back on his horse to retrieve it is Jason Fisher. Quickly up to Robert Nolan. Nolan down the right side, stops on a dime. Good defensive play from Pinnarock to knock Nolan off his feet. Retrieved by Murch. He'll guide it out to the center ice logo where it's tapped down by Bazzaio. Pass over to Smith, in all alone, backhand chance, and a blocker save made by Tisson. 5:51 to go in the third, 2:40 left on the power play for Elite Hockey as Kyle Smith looked to increase it to 4-0 with a shorthanded marker. Here's a wrister, redirected, right pillow save from Golub. Gillen, right point, that should be offside to Kircher. And they'll touch up, and Bazzaio will lay it down the length of the ice. Here's Sansibrian, frees it up, wrist shot, rang off the post. Could hear that one from all the way up here. Couple good shorthanded looks here for Seacoast. Smith on a breakaway and Sansibrian loose like a goose in the high slot with a heavy wrister. And now Uzzle will hammer at the length of the ice. 4:51 to go in the third, minute 41 left on the double minor to Seacoast's McEwen as Emmanuel will chug through center. Down the left wing side, gains center red and will dump it along the end boards. Murch ties it up along the kick plate. 3-on-2 battle, numbers in favor of Elite Hockey. Now Sansibrian comes in for Seacoast. Puck freed to Sansibrian. Up the right wing wall. 2-on-2 rush. Back pressure from Elite Hockey. Tollett tries to pass it by the defender, but nicely done. That was number 23, Sean Gillen, to maintain his footing. Shane Parent carries it in the attacking end. Out for Gillen, but now moving through center. Here comes Jeunesse. Jeunesse to the forehand, fought off by the glove of Tinson. Now gloved down at the left point by McDonough. 37 seconds left in the double minor to McEwen. 3:44 to go here in the final stanza. 3-0 lead for Seacoast. Smith, Hilmerson, first period tallies, and Trepanier with the marker here in the third. Pinnarock will eat away the clock as he drifts back in his own end. And will set up shop behind Golub. Pinnarock now leads the rush through center. Down the left wing wall, on his off wing, cuts it to the forehand. Shot and a save made by Tinson. McEwen out of the box, here's Speck, wrist shot, goal! Sebastian Speck, just as the penalty expired, came from the bench as McEwen from the box to the bench. Speck with Seacoast's fourth goal of the morning. They take a 4-0 lead with 3:02 to go in the third. So we've seen 11 different goal scorers. Pardon me, 8 different goal scorers in the last 2 days as Hilmerson with a drive save made by Tinson after the 8-0 win last night over the Cyclones. Seacoast leads 4-0 here in the later stages of period 3 against Elite Hockey. .225 to go in the third. Speck, pass intended for Smith, picked off by Smutney. Now Nolan toe pulls, knocked off his feet by Speck. Now flocked up by Hilmerson. 120 seconds to go here in the third. Seacoast with goals. 2 in the first, 2 in the third, ahead 4-0. Back in action later today against Mount St. Charles at 5:40. At the conclusion of this contest, the U15 Seacoast squad will take on Mid-Fairfield, the 4th-ranked team in all of the country, at 11:40. And the U14 team in action later this afternoon over in Hudson, New Hampshire, against the New Hampshire Avalanche at 3 o'clock. Jeunesse in the left wing corner. Minute 10 to play here in the third. Lugged out through center by Elite Hockey, who will drop to 0-2 to start the New England Regional District. Seacoast will improve to 2-0. And here's a 2-on-1, Jeunesse down the right side. Saucer pass to Tollett to the backhand, through the wickets of Tinson. 5-0 Seacoast as Paul Tollett buries it home with 47.1 to play in the third. Smith, Hilmerson, Trepanier, Speck, and now Tollett. 5-0 lead for Seacoast. Under a minute to go in the third. Well, we've seen some pretty nice goals here this morning. And another one right there, as it looks like Speck will get it, as Hilmerson was fighting for it at the doorstep. So just like that, Seacoast has opened up the floodgates as Speck gets his second of the morning. And within 7 minutes and 25 seconds in this third frame, Seacoast has scored 5 goals. 4 goals to take a 6-0 advantage. Icing waved off against Seacoast. Hilmerson behind the goal line. And it's bounced back out through center. Wiltrout over to Speck looking for the hat trick. Drop back for Hilmerson. Blast whistled wide off the back glass. Horn will sound, that will do it. 6-0 win for Seacoast, who improves to 2-0 in the tournament. Elite Hockey drops to 0-2. We'll close it up for this broadcast, and we'll bring you the U15s versus Mid-Fairfield coming up in just about 10 minutes or so. So keep it right here. So long.